Trenuj w sprzęcie dla najlepszych. Wejdź na groundgame.com.
We now welcome the number 10 ranked UFC welterweight contender in the world, Vicente Luque. Vicente, thank you for the time today, sir.
Hey, thank you, guys.
We will take the first set of questions from Jim Varsalone with the Miami Herald.
Thank you. I was curious, how did the training go for you, and were you training at Sanford MMA for the fight?
Yeah, so for this training camp, I decided to stay in Brazil at Cerrado MMA. It's the other team I'm part of. And even though I was training in Brazil, I'm always in touch with the guys at Sanford. I'm always in touch with Henry Hooft and Gilbert Burns. They're always, helping me out with this. And they also talk to my coach back in Brazil with Daniel. They're gonna be cornering me for this fight. And it was a great training camp. I feel really good, really ready for this fight, and can't wait for Saturday night.
Now, you mentioned Gilbert, so Gilbert will be in your corner, and you were in his corner when he fought Usman. What's it like, just that dynamic of you guys when you're able to train together, and just helping each other out and cornering each other?
Yeah, that's something that it has been, really important for both of us in our career. We train with each other. We really know each other's style, so that helps a lot when we're cornering each other. That fight, it's different when I have a coach that is telling me something to do, and when I have a fighter that is telling me something to do. Gilbert can give me instructions that are much more simplified, and he already knows what the kind of things that fit my style and that I could do against my opponent. And the same thing when I'm cornering him, I know the right things that I got to tell him, and they're going to work right away. So that's really important. And also, he's an ace in the ground game and jiu-jitsu. And, I have some really good striking. So that's how we also help each other out. I kind of make his striking better. He makes my grappling better. And we try to help each other out.
During this whole pandemic, everything has changed so much with training. Have you been to Sanford MMA since it became Sanford MMA, that really beautiful facility and training center they have there? And if you have, what have you thought about it?
Yes, I have been there. At the end of last year, I was about 1 month over there training, and it's a beautiful facility. They accomplished something amazing over there. I think there is nothing like it, in MMA. And yeah, it's an honor to be part of that team, to be able to train with such high-level guys, high-level coaches. And now with that great facility, we couldn't ask for anything else.
And lastly, for me, just your thoughts on the fight coming up, and when you get the victory, where does the victory take you? What is the next step in getting this victory?
Yeah, the expectations for this fight are really good. I feel super ready, and I think it's going to be an action-packed fight. Every single fight of mine, I bring the aggressiveness, the action, and that's what I'm going to do in this one. I see a finish for myself. I don't know if it's going to be a submission or a knockout, but I do see myself finishing this fight. And all the focus is here right now. I can't tell you who I'm going to fight next, because I first got to beat Woodley. But beating a former champion, I think, is going to set me up for great things.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will take our next set of questions from Colin Crandall with the MMA Power Hour.
Hey, Vicente, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Excellent. Good to talk to you, my friend. We spoke on my show about 6 months ago. I really appreciate your time and really excited for you for this matchup. It's an interesting one for you. This is probably the most pure wrestling-based opponent you will have faced. And can you tell me, have you spent a lot of time focusing on wrestling for this camp? I believe over the years you've been doing that more and more, but what's been your focus as far as wrestling and your thoughts about facing an opponent who's a little bit different than past opponents?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the toughest opponents I'm gonna face to this day, and it's a little bit different, right? He's not a striker; he's more of a wrestler, and I think that's really good for me because looking up the division, there are a lot of wrestlers. So I think it's the kind of test I need right now to get to that next level. And I've been working a lot on my wrestling. Back in Brazil, we have a Cuban coach. He used to be from the national team in Cuba, and Cuba has one of the best wrestling in the world. So, I'm really confident that I've been improving a lot in this aspect, and I'm going to be ready for Saturday night.
Absolutely. Now, I know Gilbert is your friend and training partner, and some people who may not be that knowledgeable would just think, well, do exactly what Gilbert did. But you're different fighters. But is there something you can take from that match that he had? Because that was the most recent, I think, for Tyron, and it kind of shows the level that Tyron is at compared to where he used to be. So, are there some things you can take from what your friend was able to accomplish against him?
Yeah, like you said, we got different styles, but I think the pressure that Gilbert put on his fight is something I can take from that. Naturally, I'm a pressure fighter. I do always look to fight forward, to put pressure against my opponents. And I saw that when Gilbert fought Tyron, that was something that Gilbert did, and it paid off. It worked really well. So I figured that I can do that as well. It's all already in my style, and it's something that I plan to do.
Absolutely. Last question for me. You have a lot of confidence in your chin and your ability to take a punch, and I think that's one of the things that puts you at the great level that you're at, is that you're not afraid to stand and jump into the fire. One of the things that Tyron always had was that big right hand, and I've heard some media people say, man, if Vicente just doesn't even respect that punch at all and is just smiling and ready to take that punch, maybe it's not going to be such a smart thing. What's your thought on that, just trading with Tyron?
Yeah, I know that I have a hard chin, but I'm not trying to put it out there and just get punched for free. There's no reason why I would like to receive that right hand. Tyron Woodley can hit really hard, so the plan is not to be there. I want to close my guard or move my head away from that. But at the same time, that chin gives me the confidence to put myself in positions where I can, be aggressive. I can bring the striking, and pressure him with that striking, and not be that worried about what he's gonna bring. Because not only my chin, but I also have, a defense. I have head movement. I have good skills that kind of give me the confidence that where I can strike and not be so worried that I gotta defend myself and not open up. I feel comfortable to open up my striking and do what I got to do. And in the worst case scenario, hopefully I'm going to have the chin to take it, but that's not the first plan. I'm not going to hold his punch only with my chin.
Excellent. Glad to hear that. Well, I'm excited. Can't wait to see the action. I'm sure you're going to do very well, man. You go do what you do. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Sue McDonough with Sports Kita.
Okay.
Vicente, welcome back, and I hope you're doing well. So you're facing a former division champion in Tyron Woodley this weekend, who is almost in a must-win situation right now. That being said, what sort of fight are you expecting this weekend, and what do you think Woodley brings to the table, knowing that his back is against the wall after 3 straight losses?
Yeah, Woodley is not in his best moment. He's coming off 3 losses. But I always like to say, he lost to the 3 best in the world, the number 1, 2, and the champion. So there is no way that you can say that he's done. I don't see him like that. I think he's a very dangerous fighter. And I think he wants to go back to the winning, to go get back to that winning column. And that's what I see, a Woodley that is going to try to get a big win over me and step right back to eventually fight for a title. And that's what I'm ready for the best Woodley. I want to face the best Woodley so that I can show my potential, show that I'm here to become a champion as well. And yeah, I cannot underestimate this guy, no way.
And for you, you're ranked at number 10 at the moment, but where do you think a win yourself or in the division?
Yeah, I think a win over Woodley right now is going to set me up to fight somebody in the top 5. I think that's a big thing. But my focus is on this fight. I cannot say a name. I don't know who I'm going to face after this. But definitely a win over a guy that has been the champion is gonna set me up for great things.
Thank you so much, Vicente. That is all the time we had for you, sir. We appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you.